All right, stand by, Cass. Cass, crew, Southern Fried Radio.
Can we get a little order here? We need some order here.
Folks, we're burning daylight, and we need to move along. We've got the Scottsboro Mime Troupe is using the studio next. So,
Woo! Go Scottsboro.
Woo.
warning, the following program may cause uncontrollable laughter, guffaws, and yawls. This is the Southern Fried Radio Show with your host, T.M. Knox and Christy Jordan.
Hey, y'all. Welcome into another edition of the Southern Fried Radio Show. Dana finally got it right.
He did. I'm so proud of you.
I've been practicing.
T.M.
God,
and
love him.
Christy.
You get your Alabama citizenship now.
But Daniel cut his mullet.
I lost the mullet, but I do have a coonhound.
Well, that works. That works. It all balances out in the end then,
I'm going to go
doesn't
sit down.
it? How are you doing this week, Tim?
I'm just going to drink my coffee.
He's just going to drink his coffee. Let me have the show. Oh, goodness. Well, what do we... Then I need to sing or something like that, right?
No. Don't sing. I'm
Good morning.
No.
I told them we're going to try not to have music in this show.
Not in this one.
Not in this
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another edition. Southern Fried Radio Show. Tim Knox over here. Christy Jordan over there. Dana and Gracie behind the board. How is everybody this week?
We're good. Thanks for asking.
Good. Everybody doing okay? I know you've had a kind of a rough week. You had a minor injury that you've been just milking for all you could get. She has a little bitty scratch on her finger.
A little bitty scratch.
And she's calling me going, I may have to go to the doctor.
I had to get 2 prescriptions for it.
Did you have to get a shot?
I did not have to get a shot.
It didn't count, did it?
I would have taken the shot if he'd offered a shot. I had to get a prescription for the infection in my finger that was mauled, and then I had to get a prescription for the side effects of the prescription for the infection.
Okay, so now you're all set. What are the side effects of this prescription that you got?
I have no idea.
I got a feeling I know what it is.
Might be a fun show.
I really do.
Is it going to involve a wardrobe malfunction?
Quite could, because it could be a what we call a Dollywood moment
There
here.
you go.
So anyway, speaking of that, we're going to be doing some traveling this weekend. You and I were talking earlier. We're both going out of town.
And my trip's more fun than yours.
Your trip is a lot more fun than mine. I'm going on a business trip to San Antonio, Texas.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I love Texas. Now, I do get
Yeah.
to travel to Texas pretty frequently, and I love Texas.
The last time I was in San Antonio, I was in the middle of summer. It was 130 degrees.
Ow.
And I'm complaining about the heat, and the guy out there goes, well, at least it's a dry heat.
Oh, I know. That makes no sense
just-
to
Never
me.
understood that.
It's a dry
Let me
heat.
paint a picture for you. Huntsville, humid heat
You need gills in Huntsville
is like a
to breathe.
steamy shower.
Yes.
Yeah.
San Antonio, dry heat is like a 500-degree oven.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's dry or wet.
You're getting
It's
cooked.
hot.
You're getting cooked.
It's hot.
Over 100 degrees is hot.
I don't care where you are. The only difference between out there, you don't sweat, you just combust.
Oh, my gosh.
It's true. I
about
saw it
true.
on the news. People on the sidewalk just blow up. Boom. Some people leave bigger ash piles than others.
It's like Pompeii.
I'm going to go to San Antonio and make an ash of myself. But you're going to have much more fun. You're going to Dollywood, one of my favorite places. I love that big old roller coaster out there.
They've got a new roller coaster that's opening up this weekend. Actually, the debut is on Friday.
What's it called?
It's called the Wild Eagle, and it's one of the only ones in the United States like it. And you're supposed to actually have the experience of flying. You can see it's just open air all around you.
Oh, cool.
And it's just flying, and
So
the
it's like
debut
one
is
of those
Friday.
suspended coasters kind of thing.
Yeah, and I rode a roller coaster once.
Wait a minute, I feel a story coming on.
It was my first and last time, and I told God, I was 7 years old, and I said, if you will let me live, I won't do this again. So
We're
going.
assuming he did.
I'm supposed to be riding the Wild Eagle. Instead, I'm going to take pictures of my family riding it, and then I'm going to talk about it.
Whoa. Let's back up. She's going to put her little kids on there because she is too afraid to ride it herself.
Well, not my youngest. 'Cause I just feel like she's too small.
Last week, we learned that she makes her husband sleep by the door.
So that the burglars
So if
get
a burglar
him.
comes in, here's the quote
He
from
makes me
last
feel
week's
so
show.
awful.
Here's the quote. The burglar can come in and be busy killing him, and we can sneak out the window. That's the quote.
I'm protecting my children.
And you're putting them on a roller coaster
But
now.
now, let me tell you though, do you know Dumbo's flight in Disney World? It's an elephant that raises up maybe 10 feet off the ground and then spins
Is that
around.
too much for you?
Sure.
I rode it with my daughter 2 years ago, and I like to not been able to walk when I got off that
You
thing.
screamed
I mean,
like a
I
little
was
girl.
like, oh my God, I was so sick. So I just don't.
I don't do roller coasters. My youngest daughter, Sierra.
Now, see, you're dogging me. And
well, because I don't put my children on one. It's not. Although I got to admit, Sierra and I went to Pigeon Forge, which is right near Dollywood, a couple of months ago.
Dollywood's in Pigeon Forge.
For her. Whatever. It's blocked by 2 mountains. Anyway, we went on this. What? It's geography. Look it up. It's on a map. If you go to Google Maps and type it in, there it is.
There it is.
From above, it looks really interesting. But anyway, we went to Pigeon Forge, and they had this zip line. You know, where you get up on this tower and you hook onto a wire and you go like 1,000 feet across this mountain, right?
I so want to do that.
Oh, let me
Y'all
tell
are
you.
crazy.
Sierra and I are up there, and the guy goes, "Okay, who goes first?" And I'm like, "She will." And I'm thinking 2 things. Number 1, I love her, and I don't know what I'd do without her. Number 2, I really want to die old. Number 3, I have other children. So you're going to Dollywood. You're going to try the new roller coaster. I'm very jealous.
I'm
really
not trying
am.
the new roller coaster.
Oh, that's right. You're putting your kids on the new roller coaster while you stand on the ground safely taking pictures.
And I'm actually going to be, when I come back, I'm going to do a big post about it, and I'm going to be giving away some passes to Dollywood.
Careful on the big post. That could be dangerous.
Especially
like riding a roller coaster.
Mountains.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead. Sometimes these things fly over my head, and I realize it's for the best.
Yes.
Here's Christy. Here's us.
Yep.
So you're going to come back and you're going to ride it. Well, I think it's very impressive because the Dollywood folks invited you over there for free. I had to pay to get in. I walked up to the gate and I said, "I'm Tim Knox," and they go, "That'd be $12.50."
They probably charge you more.
They did. Everybody else was $10.50.
This is Christy Jordan, who is right now adorning a $50,000 necklace just to be on the radio.
This is amazing. She is actually borrowing jewelry to be on the radio. And I'm here. I'm wearing the same drawers I had on yesterday.
I'm not wearing any.
Let me tell you the story.
TMI.
Okay, so Jason is here taking pictures. Jason works for a friend of mine, Donnie, at Donnie's Diamond Gallery, and I needed Jason wasn't supposed to get off work till after we started the show, so I needed Jason here. And he said, "Why don't you ask?" He said, "You're going to have to ask Donnie. He says he'll do anything for you." So I called Donnie and I said, "Donnie, I really need Jason tonight at the radio show because we need him to take pictures." And he said, "Anything for you. What time is it?" And I said, 6 o'clock. And he said, "Absolutely, he'll be there. Anything for you. Anything else you need?" And I said, "Well, I need some diamonds to wear for the radio show." And he said, "Jason, get her something very nice, very nice." So I am wearing, and it's not 50,000.
So Jason shows up with a security guard.
Yeah.
And they bring her in a bunch of jewelry. Are we getting pictures of this?
I'm giving it back. I had to give it back tonight. But
well, here's the funny thing. I called Donnie and said, "Hey, I need a watch battery."
Did he hang up on you?
He said, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "I'm a friend of Christy Jordan's." And he goes, "No watch battery for you."
But look, this is what is this? It's a green.
We'll get it's an amethyst.
Green amethyst with a mother of pearl behind it and diamonds and gold, and it's even in one of those boxes. Like in the Pretty Woman movie. Tim, put your hand in here.
Yeah. The part of Richard Gere being played by Julia Roberts.
No, this is from Donnie's Diamond Gallery, and they do have beautiful things.
Did you know the amethyst?
And I get to borrow them from time to time, but I have to send it back tonight.
Did you know the amethyst is the only precious gem with a lisp? Look it up.
Hey, that's my birthstone.
I saw it on Discovery.
It gets its butt kicked regularly by a ruby.
Really that's funny, Daner.
Oh, look, pretty bag.
So, Christy, let's.
Well, Christy's taking care of her
I think Donnie's got his 12 minutes of commercial time here. So we can. So you're going to go down now. What is the whole purpose of you going to Dollywood? You were invited. You're not even having to pay. You're not going to have to stand in line.
Well,
you're going to be one of those people that gets to move to the front of the line. So the normal people like me, the little people,
I get to be a VIP.
We go, "Who is that?" Going to the front of the line.
They actually said my whole family's going to be there, even like my mom and dad. And I called to make sure we had tickets. They said, "Oh, your name is at the VIP tent," and they just told us you were bringing some family, so just sign them in.
So,
but no, they're very nice.
We're in the same room with her.
I know. But no,
I have to go book on kayak.
Okay, here's the thing. Well, I'm going to do a post about it. I'm going to talk about Dollywood.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, I do these posts called on southernplate.com, Family Adventure Day posts, where I encourage people to get out of the house and spend time with their children because when you're at home, you're not actually spending time with your kids. You know, they'll end up playing video games, or you're watching TV or on the computer. So I just try to get people to get out of the house. And this is going to be a Family Adventure Day post. And I'm supposed to get to meet Dolly Parton.
Oh my God. I tell you what, when you meet her, don't use that voice.
No.
Because that could very well crack silicone.
The twins will pop.
I admire her so much. I mean, I really look up to her. So
I love Dolly. Even
getting to meet her,
even
that's just going to be, and God's just showing off. I mean, getting to meet Paula Deen, that was cool. You know, and doing the Today Show, that was cool and everything. But now Dolly Parton, oh my gosh!
Years ago, I worked for Disney, and I actually had to take her manager and her wigs to the airport.
For real?
For real. Her manager sat next to me in a van, and the back end of the van had about a dozen wig cases.
I would love to have a wig.
And he traveled with me. We took it right up to the plane, and then they unloaded the wigs and they put them on.
Wow.
You know, I never actually worked at Disney, but I've gotten Mickey Mouse's autograph.
Oh, cool.
She also threw up after the elephant ride. We established that earlier in this show. So, hey, we're going to take a little break. This is a Southern Fried Radio Show with Tim, Christy, Dana, Gracie, Jason, and Monique. I like that.
You're listening to the Southern Fried Radio Show with Tim Knox and Christy Jordan.
Monique.
You must be this tall to listen to this show. Please keep your arms, hands, and legs inside the show at all times, and no dismounting until the show has come to a complete and total stop.
Can't you just picture Christy with her elbows going to the front of the line? You little kids, get out of here.
I would not do that. I would always let kids go ahead.
You know, they call that backdooring for VIPs.
I think this would be a good time for a break.
Okay.
Well, we're inside the maintenance area for Wild Eagle, which is Dollywood's new 2012 attraction. $20 million, first of its kind in the U.S., and you'll see why. This is a cantilever design, so you're going to be on the wings of an eagle when you go 61 miles an hour, drop 135 feet, go upside down 4 times, and just have the time of your life at the highest point of Dollywood's terrain. You're going to be at the highest ridge at Dollywood, and we're going to put you on the wings of an eagle.
Welcome back to the Southern Fried Radio Show. Now, here are your hosts, Tim Knox and Christy Jordan.
I get excited.
Take it, Christy.
I want to get involved in that. And Christy.
You know what? I think we're finding out what the side effect of that antibiotic was. Don't you think, Jason?
Okay.
Yeah.
15 minutes later.
Hey, I want to share something.
You take this one to clear up the infection. You take this one to tone down all this cycle.
I didn't take the second prescription, just so you know.
Well, obviously not. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we got the sweetest email. We get a lot of great emails from different listeners and stuff. And we got a great email from a lady named Gina, who we love. Gina said, just came across southernplate.com online. Christy is wonderful at knowing. So she said, just came across Southern Plate and found the link to Southern Fried Radio. I almost cried. I moved from Georgia 3 years ago with my husband of 26 years to Idaho, and I miss the South so much. I cannot wait to hear the radio show each day. 1, because it's so dang funny, and 2, so I can keep my deep Southern accent by hearing it as much as I can. Nobody here has an accent, though.
No, we don't.
You know, in Pennsylvania, when Gracie and I first got married, and I used to use her Southern accent on a classic country station of ours. I see you looking at my hands.
Well, you know, what's really weird, the one thing I've noticed about Dana is he talks with his hands and he always makes the same movements. It doesn't matter what he's talking about.
Pretty much, yeah, I do.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
I'm forming words.
Obviously.
He does. He talks like this, and as he's talking, he just goes.
If Gracie's Southern accent would start to wane, I would have her call her mom and have a conversation with her mother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 10 minutes on the phone with my mom, and I was back, y'all, here we go.
Back in the hills.
Slap the dog, spit in the far.
She was home on Rocky Top again.
I do that. Melissa says that she can always tell who I'm talking to because my voice will change. If I'm talking to Dana, I start talking like this. Hi, Dana, how are you? But if it's my mother, I'm like, hey, Mama, how y'all doing over there?
Mommy.
You know?
Oh,
Are
that
y'all
was
over
good.
yonder? What was that?
Mommy.
That's good.
Hey, I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's.
Can you say daddy? Can Monique say daddy? I don't know.
Can we do a Catholic
you say that?
schoolgirl costume show?
Let's get back to the
Okay,
show.
so this girl traveled outside of the South to Idaho.
You know, I don't know why, but Idaho is my favorite state. I don't know why.
I always think of it's in a Toy Story movie, and when the potato does something good, they say, "Way to go, Idaho, Mr. Potato Head."
Yeah, because there's potato heads come from Idaho.
Well, duh. I mean,
So
I love it when
wanna-
you explain what I just said
Let me
to me.
let me try to overwrite the medication here and get us back on track. So you are going out of town, and you really hate to travel. You don't mind driving, but you don't like flying because you are a
God.
TSA nightmare for some
I am a
reason.
terrorist, apparently. I mean, I guess they said, yo, if you see anybody who is a little blonde Southern woman, ooh, check her out. I mean, I'm a terrorist. TSA.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you openly admit that you're always carrying guns.
No, I would never do such a thing as that.
So why did they profile you?
They pull me aside every single time. Now Huntsville does it. Okay, Huntsville has really nice TSA people.
Good.
And Charlotte, which one? Which
Charlotte's
Carolinas?
Web?
Which Carolina is that
North
in?
Carolina.
That'd be South
Okay,
Carolina.
one of them Carolinas that has Charlotte in it. They have really nice TSA people, but all the other TSA people I mean, they pull me aside every time.
You know why? Because on the watch list, right under terror Arabs, albinos. Doesn't it make sense? I mean, think about
Yeah,
this.
it's me.
If a terrorist wants to commit an act and they want to look the farthest from a terrorist
They're
as they
gonna
can
be an albino.
they're
That's
going to
what
be
it
an
is.
albino.
So that's the next recruiting. That's what we need to be watching
it.
for.
Albinos. Now,
Really
I have,
white people.
But you know, I bet you.
If you see powder walking through the airport, you're in
That's
trouble.
me. Huntsville's probably really nice. I have donated heavily to Huntsville's cause because I do usually carry Swiss Army knives with me, and I have a bad habit of forgetting them or losing them somewhere in my purse, and then TSA finds them for me, and I donate them to TSA. So I've given TSA in Huntsville about 5 Swiss Army knives.
I've done that. I've given them knives and big old giant cans of hairspray. Well, look at my hair.
My hair.
I need spray to control this mess.
I understand.
If I didn't mousse and spray, it would just be like that.
Like he's pointing to Jason's hair now.
bend down to normal man size. Look at that hair. We love Jason.
We do love Jason. He's a sweetie. He
Used
was
to be with the talking heads.
Did
Burning down
we
the
tell y'all
house.
how I met Jason? Jason was editor of the literary magazine.
That's right. Y'all went to
Yeah, we
high
did.
school. No, we talked about it off camera.
We did.
Tell us about it.
Jason was editor of the literary magazine, and I was junior editor.
What was the name of the
editor
literary magazine?
Black and white on paper.
Well, God,
And it was
that's
filled.
creative.
It was filled with
Black
morose
and white and
poetry.
red all over.
It was horrendous.
Morose poetry.
And Jason is holding over my head that he actually has a copy of it. But the thing is, I know he would never release it because it would embarrass him as much as it would me.
Come on, Jason.
National Enquirer.
Yeah, there you go.
When you get really famous,
bucks. Hold out for the big
That's
bucks.
what-
And
When-
see, you forgot about, I also have pictures of you when we were decorating the homecoming float, when you're leaning up against the Miata.
was this the one where everybody was pinning flowers on
This
her?
is back in the day. Yeah, I was gonna say this is back when
She was a
people would
little
have
heavy.
mistaken me or Jason for the homecoming float.
All right, everybody, pile on Christy. We got to get going now.
Seriously, me and Jason have this common bond. I mean, oh god.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
really funny because when Christy does get really famous, you're going to see Jason like on hard copy or something. Aren't you? I went to high school with her.
Hey, I've already
we
got him
decorated
lined
her
up
for
to
a
be on
float.
payroll for a reason, right, Jason?
He's going to be her Cato Kalin.
Except,
Today that she's going to go ahead and build me a guest house when she builds
That's
it.
it.
I did.
knew
That's
it.
funny.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah, but except for a bloody glove, they'll be going, now, who? The police will be going, now, who dropped these granny panties? out back of the trailer, and Jason will go, I heard a knock on the back of the trailer. And Christy will be putting on the granny panties going, if they don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah? Woo. That was funny, Tim.
Well, you laugh out loud, Christy. They can't hear your tears.
I am so glad we do video now because Christy does. It's like a silent cry. You know, little bitty kids, when you upset them and they cry so hard they don't make a sound, and then they can't catch their breath. She can still do that.
Uh-huh.
And the fan. I love the fan. The backwards fan.
And then she starts cleaning her iPad like it's going to take the focus off of her.
So,
We're sorry. Go ahead. You were saying?
So I'd like to talk about football now because I talked about football twice. Twice in the past 2 days on Facebook.
Dana just spit coffee through his nose.
I just want to talk about football. Let's talk about football.
Did you hear that Tim Tebow is going to New York?
I did, and that's what I want to talk about.
Did you hear that Jesus said, well, maybe he'll help them win a game?
Okay. They don't have a good team?
Not great. Not good.
Well, and a lot of people, and I talked about that on my Facebook thread, and some people have issue with Tebow
because he prays
out in public, and I think, but then he's also like 90% of the population admires him for it, and I think people are just enamored with the thought of somebody actually living out their beliefs other than an Islamic terrorist.
What?
What's this have to do with pigskin?
You know what? Spoken like a true albino.
But
all I know is Islamic terrorists don't eat pork, so I'm sure they would be against football.
You think of them living out their beliefs.
Although they do eat barbecue.
Yeah,
living where?
But
living out their beliefs.
And now we finally get to see Tim Tebow.
So you are somehow comparing Tim Tebow.
No, I'm saying we've got people who living out their beliefs. Okay, let's go do like a suicide bomb. That's and then Tebow's going to pray on the sidelines. I like the contrast.
Let's call it for what it is. There's an absolute kind of an anti-Christian atmosphere in the world today.
Amen.
And the fact that he is acknowledging Jesus Christ as his personal Savior, he's taken a lot of heat for it, and it's wrong. And I know exactly what you're saying. We seem to be lifting up everybody else, but as Christians, and we've done it to ourselves, but we're not going to go that deep.
There you go. We're not going to go deep.
There's Dana's minute mission.
Hey, Jason posted something on Facebook today, and what was it, Jason? Let me find the exact thing because it was so funny, and I don't want to screw it up, and I generally do unless I'm reading it. Let's find it here. Hey, Tim, say something funny while I look at it. Just a sec, I'm looking it up.
Two terrorists and an albino walk into a bar.
Okay. This is actually...
The bartender says, "What'll you have?" They said, "We brought our own." Bam!
Okay, so Jesus is standing at the gate to heaven, and there's this guy standing in front of him.
He can't get in?
He's screening people.
Oh, Jesus is TSAing at the bread.
Once in a while, he likes to come down and he likes to do other people's jobs.
So he says, "I was about to let you in, but then I realized you didn't repost that manipulative Facebook status about loving me." You get it? I was about to let you in, but then I realized you didn't repost that manipulative.
That's actually not Jesus. That's St. Peter. You can tell the difference because Jesus has dark hair.
Yes, we know.
In all the pictures, he does.
Jesus has dark hair. Yeah. We've seen his photo. His senior yearbook photo. He's got the dark hair.
Every time you see Jesus, he looks like the guy from Three's Company with the long hair and a beard. I don't make this up. It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. Would you have the easy reader picture Bible?
When Noah was loading the ark, he got Chrissy and that dark-haired girl and said, "Y'all get on the boat."
Oh, Lord.
Where did the albinos come from?
I don't know.
God made us special.
You know what? They didn't load albinos because you can't get them to mate.
God made us special. Oh, Tim. Oh, gosh. It hits me in waves sometimes.
There are some things albinos won't do. Other albinos. Now, if we get hate from albinos, I want y'all to know that I love y'all. I think it's cool the way y'all glow in the dark.
Everybody know he is actually referring to me.
Yes,
because when I was little, kids
white.
used to make fun of me and think,
I hate to break this up, but there's got to be something better I can go do. Hey,
that's funny. Tim having a social life. That was good, Tim.
I'm not going to Dollywood, but
that was funny, Tim. That was funny.
Hey, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us on the web? Unless they're a terrorist, and then we don't want you to find us. Did you see that? That was a little comedy grenade.
That was
I pulled the pin and I threw it over
1,
there,
2,
and like 5 seconds later, she laughed. And now she's doing that horse thing.
You can find the Southern Fried Radio Show on their website, which is southernfriedradioshow.com.
We may need a doctor.
You can also email us. There's a y'all in it, and that's all I know.
Everybody, fan. Are you okay?
That's y'all at southernradioshow.com.
That's not even close.
Oh, she's never going to get it right.
Y'all at Southern Fried Radio.
Email us. There, you just continue with your medically induced breakdown, and I'll do it.
Y'all at southernfriedradioshow.com.
Go to our website, southernfriedradioshow.com. If you want to email us, that's y'all, Y-A-L-L. No apostrophe, because that would be uppity.
Now we need to go to
southernfriedradioshow.com. Let's all
Dear
Tebow.
God, thank you for letting me get through one more show with these people.
Lord, protect us from the terrorists and the
Do not
albino.
strike us dead. You've been listening to the Southern Fried Radio Show.
Smite Tim.
You can subscribe for free on iTunes.
Not Tebow, Knox. Knox.
This has been a Southern Fried Radio production.
I hadn't been smited in a long time. I want you to smite me good.
Oh, Lord.
I want you to smite me long and hard.
Oh, there's a place for people like you when you die.
We'll have fun without you there.
Hi, we're Dana and
Gracie.
What do you want, a medal?
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
That is so precious.
Do Porky Pig.
But that's all, folks.
Oh my gosh!
I think I got the ending video.